This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, Summer Helene and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk4Media.
So Michaela is single-handedly going to kill influencers.
G'day, guys.
No, we'll get that.
Okay.
Michaela is single-handedly going to kill the influencer market. Essentially, she's this chick that does makeup. So she goes on and she does like, look, I'm going to sell mascara by wearing false eyelashes, which isn't allowed, by the way. There are rules on like
advertising.
Pretty much advertising, television, reality and advertising. The reason people liked influencers is you would get legit reviews. This bitch has been bought out so much that everything she says now is, oh my God, this changed my life. And then she does this rank ass bullshit. Now, I have no problem with the Boston accent, but this chick's accent is played up bullshit. I know. I do the same thing with my Australian accent. I actually have a much softer accent than I normally use because that's great, but nobody takes you seriously if you look like a Barbie doll and sound like Minnie Mouse. So I deepen my voice, I project my voice, I sound louder, and I make a point of doing that. Plus, my work voice scares him.
This is the voice she uses when I'm in the doghouse.
It's my work voice.
Yeah.
The point is, Michaela is single-handedly going to kill the influencer thing. People want to de-influence. They are sick of being sold to, and it is literally, Michaela is the worst of it. And I know everyone's sticking up for her, going, well, it's her job, and she's selling and blah, blah, blah. Look, I am a sellout. So from one whore to another, I get it. I do. I get selling yourself. But there has to be some level of integrity or truth in what you're doing, or you're not an influencer, you're just a jackass.
Yeah, I would agree in the sense that you need to. I think if I'm going to sell someone a product, if I have a clothing line, which I do, by the way, bearfiorda.com.
Speaking of poor sellouts.
But if you have any kind of item or merch or whatever you're trying to push onto an audience, I think the best thing to do is to always tell them up front, like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
She's not trying to sell her shit. It's everyone else's
product. It's
my eyebrows. I dyed my eyebrows orange.
You look beautiful.
Thanks.
Like Ridge Wallet is one of my sponsors, okay? And so, or has been. And so whenever I got a wallet from them, I made a video about it. I sold people on it. I talked to them about it. But I didn't make things up. I did tell them what the purpose of the sponsor was for, which is to help fund my nonprofit.
But that's it. And you actually like the product. You have a line where you will only use products you like.
Yes.
He actually carries a Ridge wallet. He liked it before they were working with him.
Yes.
So he has a line of integrity. So I'll give you that. I'm a whore sellout. So from one whore sellout to another, Michaela, knock your shit off before you ruin the entire influencer vibe. I'm Summer Helene. Speaking of whores, I'm Summer Helene. This is my co-host, Bear Fiorda, who will be fighting Sensei Seth at the end of the year. We haven't told anyone that, so don't tell. It's a secret.
We need to get some more information on that. I have questions that need to be answered.
Look, I will put you in there in a thong and he gets to smack you around. That's how that works.
In a thong?
I like my eyelash extensions. These aren't sponsored, by the way. I just like my eyelash extensions. And the one thing I am liking is the early 2000s, like Juicy Balm and lip balms are coming back in.
Well, so
and I love that everything looks shiny. I love it.
I think 90s and 2000s.
I want to see how long it is. I want to see how long this lasts. I was like a little kid when this stuff first came out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see how long this lasts in the show because I used to wear it as a kid, but I'd apply it all day.
On and off, meaning like it would just keep rubbing off, or what?
No, you eat it off.
You eat? Why would you eat it?
Because it tasted good, and I was a kid.
But is it edible? Like
it's juicy. But here, try.
No, absolutely not.
Well, you're gonna try saucy.
Absolutely.
It's not lipstick. Stop it.
No, like put it on the tongue. I'll taste it.
No, you're not licking my lip balm. Here, please wipe this. Stop being gross.
You're gross.
Oh, you little weirdo. So it goes like that. Smear your lips together.
It's very fruity. Why is this so fruity?
That's what it's supposed to taste like. Don't wipe it off. But that's how
don't wipe it off. I don't want it to stay. It tastes,
I think you look pretty.
It tastes toxic. It's like fruity wax. Gracias.
Look, all I'm saying is You know, you've worn makeup on stage. You've worn makeup.
Well, yeah, I did it for the oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
You've worn it on camera.
Mhm.
You've never reacted like that to it.
So they never did anything like that. They've always done not a shimmer. What's the anti-shimmer? Like a powder to get rid of any shine, so it looks better on camera. They have done some like basic stuff. You know, they never did anything to my lips. They never did anything to my eyes.
I'll say is when you see him on camera, he does not have any makeup on ever. And he's still somewhat attractive. Oh, I got
only somewhat.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
okay.
actually only somewhat.
I got some gross stuff for you to try today. These toxic waste candies are super popular.
Toxic waste.
Yep, they come in slime and a chocolate bar. So what people do is you take the chocolate bar and you put the slime on it, and then you put a toxic waste candy on it. So that's what I'm going to make you while we're talking.
I feel like that isn't what people do.
No, they are. It's disgusting.
So why would you eat this though?
Oh, because it's gross.
But that's my point. Who consumes it? I think candy companies have their line that they want to give people just to enjoy it, right? There's M&Ms, Kit Kats, whatever. And then they have a line of just crap. There's things that people are not going to like, but it's weird, and so they get to try it. Like, no one would eat this.
This is essentially a warhead.
No one would eat this pleasurably. No one.
It's essentially a warhead.
No one would ever go out of their
chocolate
way to eat this and enjoy it. Nobody.
Okay, you got the red candy open. Thank you.
Can I chew this, or do I have to suck on it?
No. You're going to chew it.
Okay, but it's not. It's meant to be chewed, right?
Sure.
Summer, I can't break a tooth right now. I love that they can't see a damn thing.
Oh my god, it's blue.
It is vibrant fucking blue. Great. So now it's going to kill you in the process.
Wait. And now you take your bite.
This is the dumbest, most disgusting thing you've
Come on.
Actually, the crickets were worse, honestly.
Take the whole thing. At least he didn't vomit like he did with the bullet. Not sponsored, by the way. We just keep trying things that are on. What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, no, don't spit it out. Dude. You're supposed to eat it.
I ate enough of it. Christ.
You did not.
Oh.
How'd it taste?
It tastes like how you imagine it tastes. Like,
try the candy bar without it.
I don't want it.
Just try it. Wrong side.
No.
Fine,
you said without it.
Fine.
Didn't you?
Try it without it.
It's only slightly better, but why is it there?
Okay, well then let's try the slime. Hang on. The slime without the candy bar. Head back.
No, I'll do it.
Nope. It's gonna go in your face in about 2 seconds.
You'll put way too much.
I will not. I'm just gonna put that one glove. Oh, I've made a mistake. It's everywhere. How's the slime? Is that sour?
Yes.
Is any of this good by itself?
None of it.
Do you want to try just a little?
No,
lolly?
it's all trash.
Well, it's called toxic waste. You gonna try the lolly?
I don't want to try the lolly.
Try the lolly anyway.
Why do you ask?
Because it seems like the nice thing to do.
It's like when a mob boss asks if you want to go for a ride. He's not asking you, he's just being polite.
This candy bar, I don't know if you guys can see it as it's on the plate. There's actually goo inside of it that makes it like sour.
I'm not going to swallow this, but I'll chew it.
That's fine. You should chew it. You should absolutely chew it.
That's what I had to do in the last one.
Mm-hmm. Chew as hard as you can. Quick, bite through. That should soften it up. You're supposed to try and eat it.
Oh, I spilled some.
On the floor. Great. Now the cats are going to eat it.
That is just the worst thing ever.
Well,
why?
Try sucking on it. See if that makes it better.
No. Give me that.
No.
That's not yours anymore.
Stop it.
Then you stop it.
One. So Michaela's being a total ass.
I need something to pick this up with. Because I made a mess.
You've got it everywhere.
Well, I just don't want the cats to eat it.
I understand, but we're not going to stop in the middle of a show for you to pick stuff up the floor because you were being overly dramatic with the audience and spit shit all over the floor.
That is not what happened.
Well,
I just tried to get it out of my mouth.
Yeah, well, it's not all about you, is it?
Oh my god! Next time you join me on whatever it is we're eating.
I can't. I'm allergic to these.
Yeah, understandable. So pick something that you're not allergic to.
I could have eaten the blood. I wouldn't have.
That's okay. That's also another reason why.
No, suck on it. See if that's better.
No, it's not better.
But you're not being as melodramatic.
You'll not have to. I don't have to bite it.
Bite it. Finish the lolly.
I really don't want to finish the lolly. I'm good.
Okay, so is it really that bad? This is supposed to be the most sour candy on the market.
It is definitely not the most sour candy on the market.
Okay.
I've had worse. I would say like a what's that candy you referenced just before?
Warhead.
I'd say a Warhead's worse than that.
If you're being this melodramatic and it's not even as bad as a Warhead,
it's not the sour, it's the flavor.
What do you mean?
It's gross. The flavor's gross. It's not like whatchamacallit. The sour is doable. Make faces, yeah, but everything sour makes me make a face. Huh? Oh.
You can get it off the floor.
It's just the flavor itself is just god awful.
He's trying to get candy off the floor.
I'm relatively succeeding.
Let's be glad we have.
All right, got all the candy off the floor. No, but I definitely would never eat that for fun. I wouldn't eat that for a bet. I would eat that for money is what I would eat that for. If someone paid me enough.
You just ate it on air.
Say it again.
You did eat it for money. You just ate it on air.
Like I said, I would do it for money. I would not eat that under any circumstances, not have an immediate grand gratification for me. Because it's definitely not the flavor. So Michaela's fucking up social media.
So are you. You spat candy on the floor.
I would argue that would be really good on social media. Suffering, irritation, and mess. There you go with the juicy thing again.
So what I'm hearing is I'm counting the number. This is twice now.
It's twice now?
Yeah. That I need to reapply. I'm going to grab your junk and I'm going to smush.
You're going to grab me junk food? Oh, my junk. No.
And smush. Hear me out.
Is that the broken? No, it's not the broken ad. Okay.
No, that's
Stay away from my balls.
Okay, I will.
For now.
From this point on.
That's not what I said.
Look, you said stay away. I'm respecting it. You should respect.
Listen, don't engage in a battle. Don't engage in a battle of wits with an unarmed man. Okay? It's not reasonable.
That's not, honey. You get punched a lot.
Thank you.
So, do you think everyone, because everyone reacted so much stronger than you, where you were gagging over the flavor? Everyone was like, "Oh, this is the strongest thing I've ever tasted." Like gagging. I want to eat it. I love sour stuff. Like Warheads were my favorite.
See, I definitely would not put that in your mouth. I don't know.
No, I die.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. And no, again, I don't think it is the most sour thing I've ever had, but I definitely don't.
Is it more sour than biting a lemon?
Yeah, it's more sour than biting a lemon. I definitely think that. I think it's more sour than any. I think it's more sour than any natural substance we can come across. Right, artificially enhanced.
That's candy in general. It's like a sciencey version of fruit. Like I took all the sugar from fruit and I whittled it down to nothing. And I'm gonna jam it into your,
Yeah, it's like a lab-grown diamond. If it was sour.
I like diamonds. I like moissanite. My brother. So shout out to Matthew Morris, Fine Jewelry. My brother actually owns it. I like full disclosure there. He creates this. He made this piece for me. I love it. It's not a sponsored bit. It's just my brother got me a big ass rock. So I like him a lot right now.
Okay.
Shout out to Tiny Bubbles Hair Salon in Palm Springs, California. Thank you for always making me red carpet ready. Phoenix. What hotel did we stay in Phoenix?
In Phoenix, we stayed at the Embassy Suites by Hilton.
And did you like it?
I loved it. It was fantastic. They have beautiful rooms. They have a huge layout, and I love the almost like Coliseum look when you looked when you're on your room and you look down. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Coliseum aesthetic. That's what it is.
Renaissance MD and Red Light from Bombshell Tans. It's actually just Bombshell Tans. I just only go there for red light. I haven't been in like 2 months though, which I need to do because it helps with healing. And I broke my nose. Y'all can see the tape. I think it's funny. I look so cute with the nose tape on. It gives me like this little button nose.
You're going to keep it just for the aesthetic purposes?
I wish I could, but unfortunately no, because you can tell that I have tape on my face.
Yeah.
And I broke my hand. Well, the reason I broke my nose is because I broke my hand.
I mean,
I was off balance and tried to catch myself and I fell in the shower, went forward and went bang. So I tried to catch myself with a broken hand.
How many surgeries have you had on your nose?
3.
How many more are you going to need?
I don't. I've broken it several times.
Yeah, I know.
Really stupid.
But
it's Bear's fault. Can I breathe? Yes, I can.
Okay,
I did. I had a nose job last year, and it wasn't aesthetic. Like it did help the aesthetics because my nose was really crooked.
Yeah.
But it it helped me breathe. I could not breathe beforehand. Now I can breathe. I can still breathe. So obviously I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to tape it.
All right. As long as you think you're going to heal and be okay.
Oh, I'm going to talk to my surgeon. I'm just been chicken shit to talk to her.
You
I'd
wanna
like
tell
to
her you
remind
broke your
everyone,
nose?
every time we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. We swear because I can't help it.
Fuck yeah. And we got to be careful with that too, because people who listen on the radio show come to my live stream and they'll cuss and they'll say that as the answer. We swear because we care. It doesn't help the nonprofit at that point. You're just cursing in a live stream full of kids.
Ugh.
And potentially getting me in trouble.
So our guest today, is Gracias. I like that. Pickle Bear, thank you. Is
Gracias.
the queen of smut, the skankiest manager that ever managed. No, I'm kidding. I'm trying to look at some horrible thing I can say about her, but she's one of my favorite people in the world, and she is the host of Kink4Dummies.
Mm-hmm.
She works with me. She, I guess, works
I
with
think
you.
she still
sometimes
works
too.
with you right now.
Yeah, she's my
I beg your pardon.
She's my executive. No. She's my executive assistant.
Yeah.
But I want to get her on and just be like, hey, get me a coffee. But then my concern would be like, she get up. She really is good at her job.
Just tell her as soon as she pops on, get me coffee. Just let her run around.
No, she can hear what we're saying.
Oh, all right. Well,
she's not slow.
I don't think that. It's just a warning.
Well, actually, that's how people think it works. They're
what do you mean?
Than most jobs. You work with your assistants in a you're very, very enmeshed.
Yeah.
Like Lex will send me for coffee because my job is usually content consumption, things like that.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot more research and negotiation. So I'll research the people we're going to work with. I'll look at the products they've had before and then I deal with them. Where a lot of hers is making phone calls. Hers is more engaged.
Mm.
So she'll send me for coffee. She'll send me for things. She'll have me go make her lunch or cook for her, at least before I busted my back, nose, and face.
It's understandable.
She'd send me for that stuff. And people would turn around and be like, well, isn't she the assistant? But her job requires more interaction.
Yeah.
So Hollywood's kind of an all hands on deck situation.
In what regard?
We all have the same common goal.
Fair
We're
enough.
all trying to get to the end. So everyone's looking at what gap can I fill? One of my business partners, Yana, is like that.
Mm-hmm.
She can do any of the jobs. She's amazing. David's the same. He's a great EP. Cody, I think, will be a great fit. I'm sure we're going to keep him on permanently.
We just have a really good team for you, which means better content for you guys as far as reality shows.
No,
you
it
love
doesn't.
reality shows, she's got you. The best things on the market. They're not.
I'm still going to make trash reality shows.
Trash.
I just can make more of them. I'd like to welcome Alexis Lesbian Seagull Romero to the show.
What's the lesbian seagull part from?
That's from the song Lesbian Seagull.
Fly away.
Lesbian
Seagull.
Speaking of influencers lying through their teeth.
I had her under mud flaps in my phone before. She didn't like that either.
I don't know if we can go into that much. What'd you say there?
She's got my dad's ass on the show.
She has in the background every single time.
Yeah, it's a spite thing. My mom drew my dad, and my mom went to throw out that picture she found at the garage. I was like, because she's like, Summer, do you want this? I was like, no, I do not. Of course I don't. It's a beautiful picture. My mom's a fantastic artist.
Yes.
But no, I do not want that. And Lex walks out with it. I'm like, fuck my life. I am never going to see the end of this.
Now, every time you
literally.
Let's talk about why we call Lex Mudflap.
Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Let's discuss your STDs. No,
I don't know if it's that kind of show.
It will be today. No, as long as I have to look at my dad's butt. No, you run a page. For those that don't know, Alexis and I work together in her off time. She is a dominatrix. Not for pay, for fun. So for those that keep trying to pay her, that's not going to work.
Everyone's got a price. You just haven't found it yet.
No. She's very clear on where her price is. She likes to beat people for free. She enjoys it.
Oh, okay.
It's mental illness.
Stop offering money. She'll just do it.
She has to like you. She's a sapiosexual, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we're already going to be talking about sex
do
anyway,
you not know what a sapiosexual is?
For the audience, please explain what a sapiosexual is.
Oh my God.
Also, the audience loves you.
I'm dating a 7-year-old.
Bear, why don't you explain what sapiosexuals are?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What's up?
Why don't you explain what a sapiosexual is?
Sapiosexual is someone who enjoys someone else's intelligence. You have to, you're sexually attracted to their being smart.
Oh my God! High five.
Why would I not have known that? I've been around you guys long enough.
I'm a sapiosexual. That's why Jared and I broke up.
Yeah, I am just dumb as a bag of rocks.
You do get hit in the head quite a bit.
So, can you tell everyone about your page, Kink4Dummies?
So Kink4Dummies, it's an informative page on...
Also, FYI, sit up straight, angle your head. See, we are working on Alexis being on camera. She hates it, but I'm going to make her go on panels with me. She just doesn't know it yet.
No.
Yes.
So Kink4Dummies.
Here is she actually produces a show.
Lex, what does it like to be a puppet with no strings?
I don't know. You're the one that gets in the cage and literally does it for money.
That's true. He's like a video game for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good time. Hey, we're focused on you and your amazing work.
No.
In
Let's
the
go
kink
back to talk
community.
about you being Joe's bitch. He puts a shock collar on you and you do whatever he says.
Lex puts a shock collar on other people too. Why don't you tell us about it?
I don't put shock collars on people, but that is a kink.
Oh, very good then.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
There's a reason why when Joe wanted him to have a shock collar, we called sex stores. Unfortunately, they were all out.
So they actually sold that. I never knew that if they actually had them or if they just said that we don't do that.
No, they didn't have them in stock.
Wow. All right. You're probably the reason why they put them in stock. Did they offer to order it for you?
No.
Oh, okay. Would you please explain to what you provide on your channel to anyone who maybe have never heard of you before?
So Kink4Dummies, it provides information on different types of kinks, fetishes, how to get into it, how to communicate with your partner, goes through the actual information on how to involve kink into a lifestyle rather than just rushing into it. A lot of, when it comes to kink, you have to do a great deal of research and a lot of misinformation is out there as in any subject. But with kink, because it's something that is taboo still in a way, and then was involved in, pop culture with the whole 50 Shades of Grey franchise, and they put out
365.
Yeah, and 365. It is a very accurate depiction of S&M that Lex loves. So everyone take your knowledge from 50 Shades of Grey. Shout out from Pickle Bear. We love you, Alexis.
Hello, Pickle Bear. No.
Yes.
50 Shades of Grey is...
now that you bring it up, what, if you have one, is your favorite piece of misinformation? Something when you hear it just makes you laugh or makes you think that's ridiculous, but it kind of sits in your head rent-free.
Bear being straight.
That lives rent-free. I don't specifically have one piece of information. Like, there's different things of different ways to choke people. And they have people that are crushing the windpipe rather than cutting off circulation.
Why does everything you talk about with sex sound like one of his MMA classes?
Yeah, I mean, we got the...
It's a very similar industry.
What?
You're in a similar industry.
What registry?
Industry.
Okay.
He's deaf.
I thought she said I was on a registry. No, you got the we got the Ezekiel choke. We got triangle. I can't get my leg up there. We got triangles.
He's in shorts.
Well, yes,
with his dress shirt.
I am, and this is my business casual.
You look like a 7-year-old.
I feel like it sometimes.
When I go, so where I come from, little boys to school will wear a little hat and tie and shorts and knee socks. That's what my brother wore for years. He loved it. So he was in like 7th grade or 6th grade. Then he could wear pants.
Oh, you can't wear pants as a young man?
No, young men wear shorts and knee socks.
Wow. Okay. What if it was cold?
They wore shorts and knee socks.
What if it was hot?
They wore shorts and knee socks.
I feel like this is a little bit neglectful of child needs. Maybe I'm too pampered here in the States.
Yeah, I will say American children are the worst. Have you never seen the Sephora kids? Basically, you guys are turning your children into little whores.
Yeah. Hold on. Calling a child a whore is
No. I
definitely
said you
not.
are turning your children into little whores. I absolutely hate the parents. It's got nothing to do with the kids.
No, of course not.
I foster kids. I've adopted kids. I've got an open door policy. Like I have taken in a lot of kids over the years, and I will say this: never one time has anything that has gone on with those kids been the kids' fault. It is crappy parents all the way.
Yeah.
It's the same reason people get into kink, right, Lex?
Oh God.
According to 50 Shades of Grey. Lex is like, you had me until the bullshit.
Well, Lex, what does get people into kink?
There's many things, but it's all preference. You can have a, kink or a fetish towards a specific texture. Like, it literally all comes down to preferences.
Okay. So it's not something that happens to you, so then you get involved in it. It's not like a what's it called when someone kidnaps you and you learn to love them? Stockholm syndrome, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, actually, it can. So
it can
you can change your sexual. This is just from a scientific perspective. There was a fat rights activist who was an idiot, by the way. I am 100% against that. I believe you be the weight you want, but don't try and sell me it's healthy. Like that's not cool.
Because it's not.
It's not. No. And I'm sorry that you're in that position, but please don't die. If you choose to be there, that's fine. But she believed all men should be made to watch an orgasm to fat chick pornography, so they became attracted to fat women. And it does, you can create an association. So it's why you need more and more and more of something. If you start with a little bit, you get it to get that same dopamine hit, you need more. Yeah. Pornography is the best example of that, where it just keeps ratcheting it up.
So I keep telling people stay away from it. It's terrible for the developing youth.
It really is. It messes up your brain during development. Up my brain.
Well, I don't know if that would actually become a preference as much as it would be a habit. Like, you can create a habit by doing something for 2 weeks straight.
The term is addiction because of the dopamine association. It's creating a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
So a habit doesn't create a chemical reaction. It creates a neural pathway. So you get up at 5 a.m. every morning, your neural pathway, you start to automatically wake up. The dopamine rush is that, think of it like your body's reaction to a jump scare, that wash of chemicals, but like a positive version. And so what it's creating with orgasm is the combination of dopamine, the cut down on cortisol. It's creating an addiction, essentially. Same as cocaine. It's the same center of the brain.
Man, this got oddly scientific. I appreciate it.
I know. It's almost like there is a scientific base for why our species does certain things, like why we like to reproduce, why we like kink, whatever.
And remember that if you're hiding it, it is most likely an addiction.
That is very, very true.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're afraid to tell people,
Right. Which is why Lex hides the fact that she's a lesbian seagull.
Yeah, well, it's it's funny. I tell people that, like, they'll ask me questions about Lex, and I'm like, my best friend, my closest friend, is a bisexual dominatrix.
Say it again.
Is a bisexual dominatrix, and they're like, okay, why? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Ask her.
Well, here's the thing. The question is never why is she a dome.
Yes.
The guys are always like, that's hot, but why is she bisexual? What's wrong with men? And that is why the man and the bear in the woods analogy seems to come up a lot.
Well, my thing is, I don't think bisexual is so much a why don't you like men more most. It's porque no les dos. Now you have two sides.
I know. It's selfish and rude.
Or it's a preference.
Selfish and rude. How dare you double your dating options?
You know, as women, and
you're just jealous because you don't, or you're not attracted to women.
Oh my God, I so am. It's not fair. Like, she's not wrong. Like, I genuinely believe that's where a lot of hate comes from, because I mess with Alexis.
Yeah.
But deep down, I genuinely am like, kind of like, well, that's not fair. I don't begrudge her. Like, I'm glad she can double her dating options. But it's sort of like, I like women better than men. Why can't I be attracted to them, you jerk?
You made I'm going to deviate here because you made a good point. I'm curious from two women's perspectives here. What do you guys feel about the whole bear in the woods situation compared to like being with a random guy?
The whole point of it is it's an idiom. It's meant to take it to the furthest possible extreme.
Yeah.
And it's meant to illustrate a point. The fact that there's any debate means women don't feel safe with men.
Yes.
And that's the point. Like, I know personally, if I'm walking down a street, I don't care who the guy is. If there is a dude in the middle of the night coming towards me, I'm crossing that street.
Yep.
Fair enough.
It's not a slide, but you look at 1 in 3 women have been sexually assaulted. You look at you really look at the numbers here. And granted, it's more likely to happen to you by a guy that you know, but that doesn't change how you feel.
All right, welcome, David. Speaking of your producer,
Yeah, my producer. Speaking of David Lyons, my producer's on here. But it's the point of it is the absurdity of it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lou?
I think that Jared screwed with this analogy, being both a bear and a man.
Nobody wants a snuggy bear in the woods.
That means they will neither avoid me nor run away.
I will
Or
say,
they'll do both.
a guy like you would make me far more uncomfortable than an older man or a smaller man.
Well, yeah.
You are. Well, you hit the demographic.
Yeah.
You're a white dude that's over 6 foot tall, between 18 and 35. That puts you in the highest bracket for being a danger to women.
Shit.
And so that makes me the most uncomfortable. Like, if you were a guy whose ass I could kick,
Yeah.
I'd be like, meh. Like, I don't get me wrong, Lex got me into a bar fight once, but it was a dude I could kick. Like, he was bigger than me, but he wasn't yoked.
Well, there you go.
No.
So is it based on like their physical appearance too? So it's not just any guy; it's a guy that fits in a certain
No,
category.
it's
really.
any dude.
So an old guy, an old man.
Even an old man could do it. You worry.
Okay.
Now, with an old man, like, how old? Is he walking by with a cane?
I was actually imagining crutches or a walker.
Then
And is it Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
But does he really have the physical ability, or is he just
Harvey?
his pull?
Both.
Because I knew he was fat. But
No,
like,
both. He was a big dude.
okay.
And he had the pull. You couldn't say shit. Now, all of that being said, I know everyone got on me about it, but Harvey was always nice to me. But he was afraid of my boss.
Yeah, there was reason.
It
to him
had
being
nothing
kind
to do with me. It was just my boss.
That's really it.
And that's kind of sad that my boss is the deterrent.
At least
Now,
it was for you.
It was. Now, Lex, I'm going to ask you, we're going to jump back into kink.
We get sidetracked very easily.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I get sidetracked very easily.
We know.
You were saying?
One of my favorite things to do is just create an awkward silence. The easiest way to do that, FYI, if you guys want to make someone uncomfortable, bitch mode, by the way, I'm very good at being a mean girl, is just to sit there and literally look at the person. Then I can look at Alexis in the camera and just the other person I'm supposed to be looking at.
It makes me think that I'm in trouble. Is what it does.
And you say nothing. That's the whole point. Works on teen girls.
Why don't you just speak to... Anyways, move on. That was to be straightforward, but I don't want to have this conversation.
Okay,
See, I don't want her to
talk about the
look at me
relationship
again.
problems. Let's talk about... Okay, that's a fantastic idea. Why don't we talk to the kink expert about the problems you and I are having and see how kink could help or hinder? Would you like that?
No, of course not.
Then shut up.
Hey. You gotta be
usually
nice to me on the radio show, for God's sakes. I am half your hosting thing.
I do. So what I'm hearing is replace you.
I wouldn't want that.
I
On the
love
show?
how the tone changes.
Bear, don't get butt hurt. Thank you, guys. Thank you for
He's not really.
Thank
So
you, audience members, for
this
sticking up for me.
This is not actually his butthurt face. If he was actually butthurt, what you see is his eyes get a little wider and he'd sit back and he'd go, "Are you really angry with me or are we just playing? Because I don't know anymore."
Yeah, I would ask.
Yeah.
But
He's
right now, I'm
really
assuming we're
straightforward.
not.
Yeah, no, none of this is serious. None of this is real. I'm not even using my real voice. Like he's familiar with.
Yeah, but your work voice is so fucking convincing that I'm like,
Really?
Yeah. Wait, is there a kink for people getting like in trouble? Is there a thing where people actually get turned on from like the fear of the partner being mad at them or something like that?
Mommy kink, daddy kink, spank me, daddy.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Okay. Oh. Just
And
trying to think.
also masochist.
A
It's
mas-
not always
Oh,
physical.
I always thought that was physical. Yeah, not necessarily.
No, it can be that.
emotional.
No, they're emotional masochists for sure.
I love that
Like
comedy. I like the comment. He didn't know if the role play was role play anymore.
You didn't know if the role play was role playing.
I think that's a good way to condone to concentrate when it comes to a sexual matter too. If you can't tell if the play is play anymore, it's probably time to stop playing in the first place.
Well, I get that. I think there's a line. Like, okay, so my commitment issues have daddy issues, but when you take it into the bedroom, when communication, what?
My commitment issues like that.
Yes. When it gets into the bedroom and that sort of thing, if you don't know where the line is, if you don't know where that line is, Lex, how do you find out like where that person's line is? You're the expert on, butt play.
So I have a specific list.
When he's not paying attention.
Completely just ignoring you.
Do you just like
no?
Just giving it a little check real quick.
Okay, then how do you talk them into this?
Without oil checking.
I don't. It's finding out preferences, and it's seeing if it's something that lies within their interest. There's a list of boundaries and limits that I go over with them and find out where their interest is. If it's something that is on a hard limit, it's not even something up for discussion. It's not something that I'm going to try and convince them if it's something that they're absolutely against. If it's something that's like within the range of, okay, I'm willing to explore this, or I'm open to discussing it to see how it would go, then that's when it becomes a conversation. But you can't convince somebody to do something, and you can't do a bait and switch on them either and turn around and be like, okay, I know you're completely against this. I'm okay to go along with this. And then turn around, a few months later and be like, hey, I know you said that this is something that you're uncomfortable with, but let's just give it a go.
Now, got to remember to sit up straight on camera, Lex. That didn't mean stick your boobs out, but you got real nice boobs. Basically. So I know for those that don't know, Lex has actually had this happen where guys like, yeah, I'm totally into this just because they want her, and then go, no.
Yeah, you don't really want to lie about your preferences either, because that could be pretty detrimental.
Yeah, it goes really badly when you lie about it.
When you're strapped face down, she's hovering over you with something to go in the back end. You don't want to be that. You don't want that to be the moment where you're like, I may not have been totally into this.
I may not have been totally honest with you. That is not.
It also comes down to honest communication. It's something, if they're interested in, that's something that you are open to exploring. You're not just going to go, right off the bat straight into anal. Like, there's always conversation, there's prep, there's a lot that goes into it. You have to be willing to take time. This isn't something that's like, hey, a quickie.
So anal sex can't be a quickie is what I'm hearing from this.
Well,
not if it's going to be any good. So the
lubrication.
Is that I would think. Do you always should you carry like a bottle of lube in case the circumstance arises? Like, should you just be ready for it?
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Okay,
so
throwing it out there. Some healthy ideas.
How do you broach the topic with your partner, especially if it's something you're uncomfortable with? Because I know a lot of men are embarrassed to say that they like anal stimulation, which, given the fact that the prostate's in there, you think they'd be smarter about it.
One of the things that I the best way I've heard it said is literally talk to your partner about what your preferences are, but start out with things that that you have in common, and then build on that, or explain.
Chris Evans.
We don't have that in common.
Oh.
You do not understand the assignment, Summer.
But you can
just
also
try pegging. Thank you, Pickle Bear.
Well, no, you can literally turn around and say, hey, look, I'm interested in this because I saw it in porn. Or, make sure that if you are saying that you saw it in porn, it's not something that you guys have discussed not watching, but literally
I have made my mistakes in life. I wear them.
Or a specific thing that popped in your mind that caused this interest, or you wanting to explore this, discuss it with your partner.
So point is communications is the answer above all else. You want to make sure you guys are on the same page for what it is you're doing, especially in the bedroom.
Yes, but you also have to follow with the boundaries and limits that your partner has set. So if
What
this
would
is
be-
something that they had said, this is something that is absolutely against what I want.
Go on.
It's really hard watching her do this.
Well, here's the thing. What would be
Apologies.
what would be an appropriate way to set a boundary? So let's say someone said,
Yes. How do you set a boundary?
so let's say someone
make them
said,
follow it.
I really want to do this with you, and you don't want to do it with them. So what would you say to them that kind of you're not hurting your partner's feelings, but you're making it clear that that is not going to happen?
Touch me again. I'll stick your hand with a fork.
So specifically, something that doesn't interest them is specifically saying, look, this is something that I'm never going to be okay with. And you can lead in with different things that you guys can play with that is a compromise, but
Yeah.
understand that if this is a hard limit for them, this is something that they're never going to be okay with, then it becomes, are you willing to stay with this partner if you guys are not compatible in that way? Is that something that you are willing to compromise? Or is it something that is an absolute deal breaker and you need to find somebody else?
Okay, so basically, if you guys aren't sexually compatible, there's kind of no reason to pursue. It's not going to make it. It's not going to happen.
It's weighing if it is enough to
At
call
what-
it as a deal breaker. Make it a
At
deal
what point
breaker.
it's a deal breaker?
If it's something that
That's so
okay,
badly misspelled. Hang on. And I think that has to do with typing without looking.
Oh yeah, no, I
Okay.
definitely screwed up the word encourage there. But anyways,
if it is a deal breaker, if it's something that you guys say that you're willing to compromise and then you continue to push forward on something, or if you say that, okay, I'm willing to compromise if we can do this and your partner's not willing to do that, is it something that you're willing to let go?
Is basically, do you want the partner more than you want the action?
okay,
Yeah.
interesting. How do you decide
Yeah,
that
do
when it's
you?
so early on, though? But you're probably having these conversations within the first few weeks, first few months.
You give it a little time. You turn around and go, okay, let's spend some time together. And over time, you make that decision. Like, is your partner worth that?
Got it. So you don't want to immediately jump into like, hey, I want to stuff lamps up your butthole. Like day one, you don't want to do that.
Oh no, you should.
No, you need to use first of all, if you're going to use toys, use appropriate toys, not something that you're going to send your partner to the ER with. There's a ton of different things out there. You can get dildos, you can get a ton of different toys
That's
that
my
are,
point.
safe.
What do you
Don't
mean?
use inanimate objects.
Because they do that in pornography. They use inanimate objects, and I think that's one of the aspects that makes people see it as an unrealistic expectation of the other person.
But they're also not using real. So one of the things they were talking about, a girlfriend of mine works in porn.
Mhm.
For ejaculate, they'll use Cetaphil face wash.
Yeah.
For cucumbers, they'll actually buy like squishy ones offline. They're not real. And
Yeah.
so what will happen is you're seeing these people do things and not realizing the whole thing's staged. The woman's 5'2", the guy's 5'7", and an above average penis on a guy that's 5'7" looks massive. So it's this arc of nothing is real, but it's meant to hit those dopamine receptors. It's like we were talking about with lollies, where they can hype up the flavor or hype up the sour or hype up the sweet, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just hyping
Very
up this
much
one
so.
section to hit those dopamine receptors.
Absolutely. No, the whole thing is try and get you more and more and more so that you have to come back for additional.
Exactly. But none of it's real. I
No,
mean, everything's staged and different. Life is never like porn. Like they will mash potatoes to make sounds.
I assure you, audience members, I'm not dropping a hint by talking about screwing someone with a lamp.
You want to be screwed with a lamp?
Lampshade and all. No, it's not. I was not dropping some cues there.
Yeah. You need to clean it up. It's not good for your image to be saying stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And stop playing with things that distract
You mean I should clean the lamp?
No, the language.
Okay.
And stop referencing it because I literally was telling you to stop.
Oh, my bad.
You've got 2 managers. Yana's on here. Lex is on here. Do you know how pissed they're going to be at you after the show for tarnishing your image?
I'm not going to ask them after the show.
Guys, he wants you to call him and discuss it.
Understood.
Yana, why do I keep getting sent to Bear's voicemail?
Yeah. So if somebody wants to get into kink, you're saying the best thing to do is to approach your partner straightforward. What if you've been in a relationship for an extended period of time?
So I've had actually people, so with the kink community on Kink4Dummies, I actually have people that reach out and I try to put out information on different topics that are sent to me. But I've had people reach out and say, you know, I've been in a relationship with my partner for umpteen years, and I just now realize that I am turned on by whatever.
Right.
And I don't know how to approach it. You know,
You
it's
tried saying liar, liar, pants on fire. You saw it in porn. You changed your dopamine receptors and neuropathways. Now that's what you like, and you're talking to your partner. Either change them back or be honest about why.
well, no, I have not,
Try it.
because I have some tact.
But to say that is definitely not something you should say to a stranger who's following you on social media.
Why? I say shit like that all the time to strangers.
Okay.
Well, some of them have only ever been completely vanilla with their partner, and they're not sure how to incorporate kink. I've had people that have reached out and they said that, you know, their partner said that this is something that they could, you know, compromise with, but now they're not willing to. And so, like I said, then it's weighing your options if they're worth what you want to do moving forward.
Right.
That's true. Well, why not just find someone you're more sexually compatible with? I mean, no offense. If you're not compatible with your partner in that way, you're never going to be compatible with your partner. So just get a new one.
Yeah. You can do that, or you can
Like,
see what they're willing to do. If they're willing to incorporate somebody else, if they're willing to incorporate different things. Again, it comes down to communication, if it's something that you are willing to do or not.
See, that's
you
something.
gotta chat.
Group sex, that would be great.
You just want Chris Evans. This is all this keeps leading back to.
See, we're on the
You just
same
want,
page.
but you don't want Chris. You want to fuck Captain America.
Yes.
Okay. He's not going to be Captain America.
Well, then I don't want him.
Nor is Henry Cavill going to be The Witcher.
I don't like The Witcher.
Actually, he can be The Witcher for you.
No, I don't want that. Can he wear the Superman outfit?
No, he's not going to wear the Superman outfit. You know how
And he
hot and
has to do the
sweaty
voice.
that thing probably is?
And he has to do the voice.
Oh, you know what? How does that... now I'm thinking about it, too. When people have these costumes like...
We have 4 minutes left.
Oh, we'll take it
Cosplay.
into numbers then. All right, what is your opinion on furries?
I think that everybody has their own preference. It's not something that is in my, you know, not something that I'm interested in. I think that as long as it's consenting adults, it's okay. It's when they move it into different things like bestiality, and that's when it becomes an issue.
What do you think about it being pushed onto children, like with the costumes and aesthetics and the descriptions
Yana
of
likes
social
The
media?
Witcher.
Like the videos they put out.
I think that as long as it's between consenting adults, it's fine. I don't agree with it being pushed to the younger generations.
She's a big one. She always says it's safe, something, and consensual.
Safe, sane, and consensual.
Ah, sane. Meaning we both have to be sane, or can we both be legally insane and it still count?
No.
Okay.
So what does that mean? Safe, sane, and consensual. And we got to be quick.
Safe, always take precautions. Sane, being of stable mind, not, you know, mentally in a terrible mental place, or, you know, drugged or with some type of alcohol, and you can't be drunk. Be of sane mind. And obviously consent is a huge thing.
Can't consent if you're legally insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
That makes sense. So it's literally about being safe and rational and agreeing to doing what you're doing.
Yeah. At all times.
So safe, they mean like condoms, or do they mean like safety scissors?
Yes.
I meant that as a joke.
What would you use safety scissors for?
I don't know. Now, where can everyone find you if they want to learn more about kink and they want to learn more about the kink community? I know there's a meetup place that you used to go to. What was that? The online app where you can go meet up groups.
Oh, FetLife.
So you can go to FetLife, but I suggest you follow Kink4Dummies. If you want to learn about the kink community, she has a wide array of information on that. Alexis, what drew you to kink? We've got like 1 minute left.
Just specifically my own preferences and realizing that there's not a lot of actual information out there, especially after, you know, it's been kind of tarnished and very tabooed.
And she's mad at 50 Shades of Grey, just FYI.
Very.
That would be an interesting topic to discuss next time we have you on the show. Was it more harmful, or is it at least some good when it got people out there and kind of normalized the idea of kink, you know?
It definitely got people talking and it shined light on it, just unfortunately not the right type of light that needed to be shown.
The main actor that did it had turned around and said that the place was disgusting, that people were disgusting. Like, he slammed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was bad.
And the writer knew nothing about kink
or how to do it. So it was great that it shined light on it, but it was more the idea of kink, not the reality of it, because people don't want to sit there and have a conversation and be like, all right, what's your safe word?
Yeah,
they want to think of it as more organic. So guys, make sure you are following Kink4Dummies. Lex, spell it out.
KINK4Dummies. DUMMIES.
I'm Summer Helene. We are on with my co-host, Bear Fiorda, who's in a bunch of trouble. So if you're watching our live streams, you will see him afterwards getting yelled at for not toning it down after the lamb comment. I'm Summer Helene. This is Behind the Scenes. We'll see you. Good night. Thanks.
This has been Behind the Scenes with Summer Helene and Bear Fiorda. Only on Talk4Media.